Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I'm back with you. We are here with each other with that good feeling, ready to motivate and elevate. I apologize if you can hear this in the background, but I've got the AC on, and here in this apartment, it is a very old, in the wall AC unit, and it buzzes and rattles around and stuff. So if you do hear that, I apologize. There's not really much I could do since it's been like close to 100 degrees lately. And yes, your man has been out in that heat, putting in that work, trying to be the generator, or actually being the generator, not trying, because I am doing, and helping the good people with my service best junk removal here in the Inland Empire, and putting it down with this music here in the Inland Empire and worldwide, and also reaching you here on social media and connecting, putting out that energy. And I just wanted to get on here and catch up to speed with everything that's been going on. Excuse me. With everything that's been going on. And just been out here putting in that work. I've been doing a lot of, I know I say this from time to time, and there's another time when I'm saying it, but yeah, I've been taking things to a close, putting the finishing touches on things as much as I can, being a one-man army as much as possible. I don't pride myself on just being a one-man army. I like to work with everybody, love to pull together with teamwork and strategy, and not face the world and fight the world all by myself. And I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to sound like that's what I'm trying to portray to you, but I am, doing a lot on my own, you know what I'm saying? And that's just the way it be sometimes. So you gotta keep them scruples, get good rest. You gotta do what you gotta do to make it through, you know what I mean? And that's what I've been doing a lot of lately. Got some new projects coming up that are gonna be coming out pretty soon. Just did all the metadata and all that kind of stuff. So be on the lookout for new material. Some of the material that I put out isn't always going to be labeled King A.D.S. It might be called Legacy Family, or it might be called Theta Mob, or you might see The Almighty Grind, or you might see what's going to be the newest one, Cosmic Rock Box. So be on the lookout for that. Cosmic Rock Box coming up soon. Also got a side, I always do these side projects on my own. I do all the production and do everything and mix it and everything and put it out, but those are more for my own self-enjoyment, but I hope you enjoy it too. And the next one is called Dreamer, and that will be coming soon. And also got a new project with Mr. Lightspeed on the tracks, and it's got some bangers on there too, and that one's gonna be coming out soon. No promises, so be on the lookout. And just been maintaining, trying to do a little recording to touch things up, doing some mixing, a lot of mixing, tracking down files, stomping out those fires, you know what I'm saying? That's what we do in executive positions. We putting out fires, as one of my friends said back in the days. That's what you do now. You just put out fires all day. I'm like, oh yeah, it's whack-a-mole, you know what I'm saying? So I've been whack-a-moling files, making sure I don't have doubles and stuff like that. It's very important to be organized, y'all. Organize, label all your files, put the dates on them and things like that, so that way you don't end up with a whole bunch of doubles and things like that. So I've been going through that process, and I want to try to wipe as much off of my slate as I can, because I want to be able to switch caps coming up. And I've been meeting a lot of people out there in the field, you know what I mean? And the energy's been great. So I'm trying to clean off parts of my slate on my plate, or my plate, or whatever which way you want to say. Just trying to make a clear lane so I can become more involved with some of these people that I've been meeting, because they're wonderful people, amazing people with great energy. And it's time for me to get out there and connect. And I also like to share those things with you guys, right? So I'm really trying to do that. So if you are one of those people that I've been connecting with, please don't think that I am going by the wayside or anything like that. It's nothing like that. I'm just getting these ducks in a row. You know what I mean? Just staying organized. It's things that I would have to come back to and do anyway. So I'm going to get to it now and knock it out, so that way I can participate, get into new things, new chapters, and go forward, and that's what it's all about. And that's kind of like what I want to talk about right now is what's it like when the universe is knocking, right? What's it like when the universe is knocking? When the things that you've been hoping for or driving towards start to answer back. And that is, if you wanted to know, not just the good people, but there's something that's driving them beyond all of us. And that's that collective energy. And that's the energy that we're all part of, if you want to see it that way. And that would be that universal tip. So with that universal tip and drive, it is calling back to us saying, hey, I'm ready. I see you. I'm calling you out and pulling you in. Now, when that starts to happen, it's up to you to make your lane available for that path, because the universe is trying to direct you back or towards or back to what you're supposed to be doing, right? So it's a race against the clock. There's a few things that I've added to my wheel over time out of necessity of survival. I really haven't had many options when it comes to things like that in life. It's kind of like you do, or you just don't eat, or you just don't have anything positive happen for you. So starting a junk service, that was of necessity of survival. At first, it started as a way to build some budgets for projects, but then as things fell deeper into a cycle of recessions and this and that and upside down unbalanced scenarios, it just became a way of life, and I had to adapt. So there's things now that I've learned over the years in practical business and had to fit myself into those types of thinking and niches and things like that so I could survive. So now I have those responsibilities as well. And then creating responsibilities in the music field, which is what I'm most familiar with from the beginning. When those things happen, I remember being, all throughout the journey. When it calls, you get to go and it grabs you by the hand and runs off with you. And you are on that wave, surfing that wave from that moment on. So what I'm starting to see a parallel, a tug of war, which is I gotta get some overhead knocked down in my practical business. I gotta consolidate and shrink things down to size and do what only makes sense, carry what I need and nothing else, right? So I gotta streamline what I'm doing there, so that way I can optimize what I make as profits, and then invest that into what I'm doing and into some breathing and some fun, right? Because we work hard for it and we deserve it. So, we gotta breathe too. So that's what it's all about right now. When the universe calls you, you gotta organize, reshift yourself to be in line with that calling. And other times, the universe, so show up, in other words. And I did a video about that before. Check out all my talk videos. You know what I'm saying? Check them all out. Check out all the music on my page. If you're watching this video right now and you're feeling good, if you're feeling that drive and you're on it just trying to succeed every day and do things a little bit better every day, if you're with that sentiment of creation and uplifting and plentifulness and positivity, smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Come along. Subscribe to the channel. I don't know if I said that wrong, but subscribe to the channel. Come along. It's warm in here. The weather's good. You know what I'm saying? You're welcome with open arms. I love the input that you guys can add to a conversation. I'm looking forward to seeing maybe more conversations in the comment sections going on. Input, useful input that people have gathered throughout their journey and their lives and experiences. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about, connecting. And I want to connect with any audience that I could build, with anyone I can connect with. That's what I want to do. I want to bring us together so that way we have our own lane of what I do as far as material and the people that I'm involved with. Also the state of mind and feeling, and we may not agree on everything, But the similarities in the positive sentiment or the informative sentiment, let's go with that. Let's build, you know what I'm saying? Let's construct upon that. So that's what it's all about. And, so, but back to, not to jump around, I don't like to do that. I apologize if I do that too much. I'm trying to get better at it. But jumping around just a little bit. All right, just a little hop, just a little skip, just a little hop. All right. So on another note, like I was saying, I did another video about show up, right? The magic happens when you show up. So all the energy that you have, that's potential energy, won't manifest until you put a foot forward into that path. And then you kind of, in a sense, are meeting life halfway, right? So that's what you want to do, is meet life halfway. Show up. Sometimes you won't know you're beating a dead horse until you're there. You got to see it for yourself. Maybe sometimes if it's hands-on things, you got to touch everything that you're going to do for the day. But definitely the magic can only happen if you show up. Got to lace up the boots, got to lace up the shoes, whatever it is, you know what I mean? Got to get that star player together and then come on down and then see what the rhythm of the day is or what the happenings are. So that way it can meet you halfway. Because as we know, we're not in full control. We're the ones learning from, the law up on high, which is like the universe and the balance and all those things and equal parts in creation, like everything is made of everything else and blah, 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 so on and so forth. So we're going to interact with that, with that structure in a sense, right? Structure. But we're going to interact with that reality and we're going to manifest the energy as we put it out there. So you get what you give in that sense, So if you don't show up, nothing can happen, So you gotta show up and you gotta give it a shot. You can't just doubt yourself or talk yourself out of anything. You're gonna manifest those things. So you gotta manifest the effort. You gotta manifest the success. You gotta manifest the feeling, right? And the only way to do that is to show up. And sometimes also in a helpful way when we're trying to, when we're getting hints, like people say, read the signs, man, and stuff like that. It's kind of true. You'll notice weird things. If you're one of these people, chime in. If you feel any of what I just said, chime in. Like the video, share this video, help me reach more people, But what will happen is, if you're one of these people and you're in tune, or if you just don't notice it, or if you have noticed it every once in a while, but some strange stuff, I notice patterns a lot being a Leo. I'm a cat. Cats are all patterns all day. And what I realize is this: there'll be people that you know, there'll be people that you don't know. There will be commercials, there will be songs, there will be pictures, there will be illustrations. All of them communicate the same message to you over and over and over. Like, for instance, other people used to tell me they can see me as a rapper. Other people used to tell me, people that I knew and people I didn't know. And I mean to the point where, no, I wasn't rapping. I was just speaking. And they said, what do you do with your voice? What do you do with your voice? You have a presence. And what do you do with this? You seem like an entertainer and all these things. And this is still when I was like, not really thinking of pursuing that at all, And so I just, when I gave it a shot though, I was shocked to find that this path works for me. The regular 9-to-5 stuff, I try and I try and I try, but for some reason, I don't know, we're all made at different levels. I'm not saying I can't jive in a 9-to-5. I'm sure I can, you know what I'm saying? And I have, you know what I'm saying? But just noticing that the more common things that work for others don't necessarily work for me, and the oddball things that people call long shots and they're not supposed to happen, those are that's weird, and those are the things that tend to work for me. Weird toss up, man. Weird toss up. You know what I mean? So I kind of feel like a freak sometimes. I was just telling somebody about that. Like, it's just strange place. Like, I started a junk service, you know what I mean? And barely had anything to start it with, but did it. And while most people fail or quit within the first 5 years, I thrived and I grew and I learned more and expanded what I knew and learned and applied it. In other words, I applied what I learned in my expansion of knowledge and learned how to actually make it into a service, you know? So it's like all these oddball things, they tend to work for me. So I just become more fascinated with learning more and trying to perfect those things and take it as far as I possibly can and then help others do the same kind of thing if they're like me. But we're all in the same in the aspect that sometimes things from the outside are trying to grab our attention and give us a little bit more direction to our gaze, right? So that way we would settle our sight upon this new direction or this topic or thought or whatever, right, at the time. And that is what I call the universe reaching out to you and trying to show you something, trying to course correct you, right? If you want to see it that way. It's just something, somehow, some way, let's just say that. Something seems like something, somehow, some way is trying to course correct you, bring you back on path so you succeed and have your best life, you know, and live and do things the best way you can in the strongest manner, right? So that's basically what I wanted to talk about, is what's it like when the universe reaches out to you and grabs you by the hand and says, hey, it's time to come on. You know, I need you. I want to talk to you. Let's have a sit down, you know, or your meeting of the roads, right? Or whatever, which way you would like to relate it. Just saying that there's times that we have to be more in tune to realize what's going on and then make those course correction adjustments so we can be there to participate, you know. And then maybe other people say, oh, that person's so lucky from the outside, but really it was preparedness meeting the opportunity, which is halfway. You know, if we take two circles too and go around, we can connect them like those two figure eights, like an infinite symbol, right? Like the 8 sideways, infinite 8. And we see this cycle of build and destroy, give and take, replenishment, right? So it goes around and around and around. So that's what we doing, man. And big shouts to everybody that's watching this video. Big shouts to you if you just saw this for the first time. I appreciate you just as much, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know how to say that. Like, how do you even say that without saying wrong? Like, I appreciate you even more if you just barely seen me, right? But I appreciate all of you, because if you come back, that means we got a vibe going, man, and that's super authentic and special to me, and that means the world to me. And so anyone else coming into this, you're deeply welcome and appreciated. And it don't matter, man. Just bring that energy, bring that love. Like the video, like I said before, subscribe, share, come along, check out all the music, check out the talk videos. And oh, by the way, a lot of the things I've been saying in my videos I've been seeing more people talk about some of the topics that I brought up in my videos. And I don't want to say I'm the only one, but there's a few of us out there, and but the others are a lot more popular than I am, you know what I mean? But it's just interesting. Like I always say, it feels like we all get a certain message at a certain time together if we're on specific wavelengths, right? So we get the same messages around the world. And some of the things that we have expressed, I'm starting to see more mainstream sources start to express, you know. But big shouts to all the content creators. Big shouts to all the music creators, all the creatives. Big shouts to everybody just moving, shaking and moving and making things happen. Peace to all the people that's got love for their families and just, you know, holding it down every day around the way, people making the magic for real, you know, and making the wheel spin. Without y'all, this means nothing, right? Without each other, this all means nothing, you know. So I got nothing but admiration, love, respect. Let's get it. Come along. Let's go for a ride. And man, what else could I say? I'll be seeing a lot of y'all that's out there that I've been connecting with. I'll be seeing you soon. I'll be making a lot of phone calls in a minute. So you know your man gonna be on the ground. Be like, what's up, what's up, what's up? We got some things to do. So it's time to make it happen. Tilt the cap, brim tilt to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Mad love, peace, and catch you on the flip.